Ladies and gentlemen, our first look from Inside Star Citizen at the new Gatac Syulen. Syulen? We've been debating about the ship for 3 days now. We have no idea. By we, I mean I. I have no idea what the purpose of the ship's supposed to be. It's a starter alien ship apparently, and it lands vertically. First look, images are here. Let's go. And this comes out tomorrow, by the way. The ship will be revealed tomorrow and sold tomorrow, very likely.
Michael Oberschneider did the Raylan, and
there's going to be a lot of pauses, so stop freaking out, all right? This ship is so busy. Look how busy it is. There's just things happening all over the place. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Usually I'm all excited for alien ships because I like the alien kind of aesthetic. But I got to be honest, I am just not sold on this one yet. Maybe by the end of this video I will be.
Did a lot in his old sketches and the first phase of the ship, and I found a pretty nice triangle sketch, and that's where we started from.
We really wanted to have this feeling of grandeur. It's a relatively small ship, but all its kind of stylings and its shape, language and forms really are there to make it feel strong and impactful.
Stop there and so look at that for a second. So Starjump, who came into my stream and said it lands vertically, and I scoffed at you, and then everyone in chat said, yeah, it lands vertically, and I said, you guys don't know what you're talking about. So apparently it lands vertically. Interesting, and definitely very different from everything out there. I don't know how I feel about this yet. I don't know.
We really tried to kind of push that as much as we can.
It's so busy. It's just... I mean, it's alien, right?
The Gatac Syulen is Gatac's introduction to the civilian space market with a essentially starter ship from an alien race.
It's kind of really defining what that manufacturer is for us.
Of lighting and shapes.
It has everything any player needs to take their first steps in the universe. It can carry cargo. It's got onboard living quarters and a good selection of weaponry for a starter to not die immediately when you get out into hostile space.
When the player first sees the Syulen.
What is it? It's so weird. It's so weird that I'm kind of liking it. I'm just not sure. As a starter ship, is this something that you would get? Versus the Cutter or the Nomad? I mean, the Nomad has like a pickup truck thing in the back. The Nomad is, I mean, the Cutter is the Cutter. How can you not like it? I don't know. It's usually when I see new ship concepts, I can tell right away, hit or miss. And I'm just not sure on this one. I cannot tell.
We really wanted it to feel kind of just superimposing. It's got this amazing stance where it's kind of towering above you.
The Syulen is almost this monolithic structure that will appear in your hangar, unlike anything you'll have seen before. It's very dominating, almost Sith-like, dare I say it.
With its vertical design, it looks completely different to any other starter ship that we've brought out before.
You'll notice it's a very polished ship, very deliberate with all of its forms and shapes, but then when it comes to its mechanical structure, it's not like our manufacturers like Origin.
It is so weird that it's kind of tempting. I mean, they say it's going to be imposing, but I mean, that's a starter. No starter ship is imposing. 3-size-3s is decent. I'm guessing the shields is kind of going to be okay, but it is essentially a starter ship. And the only thing that I use starter ships for is as a taxi or a quick ship that I can spawn at terminals to get somewhere else where I'm going fast. Is this a ship which will have a use beyond that, is my question.
Where it's very high-end, but exposed almost, more like Drake. So you'll see all the mechanisms, all the inner workings. As you approach the interior of the ship, you'll...
Airlock. Yes, how do you get in?
Notice a little button on the side, you press that, and the wall of the exterior will cascade down into a set of stairs.
We'll be greeted by like this crazy Gravlev sort of animation where the sort of wall fractures and spreads out Something rooted in the Xi'an lore about their trivial use of gravlev tech, and just to be able to see it like sort of do something crazy that we can't do with most of the ships is really cool.
As you enter the ship, you'll be in what we call the airlock, or the ground floor, kind of like an engineering space. All the walls feel quite clean,
All right,
quite
here's
sleek.
my first criticism. Because the ship is vertical, now I understand what they're getting at, right? They want the verticality because it's different, it's alien, but in doing so, as opposed to, say, walking into the cutter where you've got the space and the sense of space in the room, there's no sense of space because the space is above you. So looking ahead here, it kind of feels cramped, but I guess they're going to squeeze all the components and everything you need just in this area. This looks like an elevator to me. I don't know what that is. I guess that's where you put your armor?
Get quite an unusual sense of the place because of the rock materials that you've got going on that feel very alien when you walk onto a spaceship.
All of the walls, the panels, fly out, separate, and reveal these crazy big component bays, an armor locker, and also a really cool weapon rack that pops up.
Ooh, huh. I'm a sucker for a nice armory. Huh. All right. I'm starting to like it. Leaning more towards it. Leaning a bit more.
The wall using that cool grav tech we spoke about. In between two of those component bays, you'll notice the lift embedded into the floor. It's got a really cool glass floor to it, and you'll notice a nice hover plate of Xi'an text, which we've kindly translated into English for you.
We wanted it to feel like it could be inhabited by both Xi'an and human. That was kind of like a design ethos we had. So you'll go on the elevator.
Let's just stop there for a second and talk about the elevator. I'm not opposed to the elevators. I think they're fine. The 400i, which is one of my go-to daily drivers, has that elevator. It takes you from the lower level up to the cockpit level. And I don't want to say I wish that was not necessary. If you can do stairs, I'll do stairs. It can get annoying at times, having to keep on taking elevators. And in this particular case, you have to take the elevator. There's no other way up and down. You guys have any issues with that? I don't think, it's not a major one, but just a concern that it might get tiresome.
Features both.
So once you use the lift to enter the habitation deck, you'll notice a really nice small space, quite simplistic, but that's kind of like how the Xi'an like it.
The Xi'an are very close to nature. We wanted to create this sort of like cave feeling in a couple of places.
The roof, the walls by the bed habitat and the roof are kind of rock textured. That is a feature you'll not see in any of the starter ships. It feels, can you say, high quality for a starter ship? But it's all very alien, so I guess that's the aesthetic of it. It's definitely pretty. It definitely does look pretty, and I know a lot of us are just excited for new ships because you want a new daily driver, you want something to fly around. My question is, how long before this just becomes boring? I don't know. I mean, I felt that for the cutter, and I'm still using the cutter. Is it just that the vertical space is weird to me? But it's supposed to be weird. I guess it's exactly what it's supposed to be.
That was in the bed, and that's a really nice little area for you to lie down at the end of a journey.
Kind of like a hab almost, like the way it kind of is embedded into the wall. Still comfortable though, I can assure you.
It's a lot warmer, a lot more inviting, yet through its materials it still feels like a bit alien. On your left, you've got a bathroom.
You're talking to Lloyd about the bathroom, right?
The bathroom is, you could say complicated, I would say amazing in terms of design. It's definitely over-engineered.
The first thing you will notice is this silver sink almost on the left-hand side.
Which will serve two purposes if you know a little bit about Xi'an lore. So, Xi'an poop a little bit differently to humans.
There's Xi'an lore about the way they defecate, and it's different from humans. Someone in chat below explained to me what that is. I'm curious now, but having a washroom area like this in a starter ship is something that Cutlass owners will definitely be very upset about. Nice. I'm curious to know what the deal with this. What is that? I mean, do you wash your hands there? How's that work?
So they use that. We use our toilet. The whole door breaks into a load of pieces. The toilet roll holder sort of assembles itself.
With the most elaborate animation I think that's ever been put into a video game for toilets.
And again, it was just sort of a show of what's trivial to them is like elegance
I'm sold.
and
I'm sold on the
high-class
toilet.
design to us. It was just a nice little feature. We wanted to incorporate that sort of how they would live if they were on the ship and how humans would live on the ship.
All right, cockpit.
As you go up into the cockpit, you then have a full open space.
What I like to call the cathedral. The light cascades down and you see the seat presented to you almost like
bigger on the inside. I mean, it's vertical space, but they've definitely maximized the use of the space in that sense. Look how much space there is in this area.
Altar. You enter the seat and you float up on your back, almost like you're about to launch into space on a rocket. And this massive mechanism of plates assemble behind you using Gravtech.
Very, very cool. Rule of cool in play. Criticism, the amount of time it takes from when you click on enter pilot seat to the time it takes the pilot seat to get where it's going. Look, not a make or break, but I like sitting down and getting the ship and going. Doesn't mean you have to be in a rush, but that couple of seconds, like if it's a 2 or 3 second thing from sitting to it going up to getting everything in front of you, I don't know. Is that important to you guys? Is it a make or break issue for you? Not a big deal, but it can get irritating if you do it a lot.
Hold your seat in place. Really makes you feel like a badass just before you take off.
One of the best experiences in the ship is when you sit in that pilot seat and it kind of transforms and the ship moves around you to kind of put you up into a position within the canopy. Okay, here are some final thoughts on the Gatac Syulen. I've been calling it Syulen. Now it's stuck. It's now the Syulen. It's from Soylent Green. Here is the bottom line on this. It comes down to the aesthetic. If you like the way that alien ships look, then you will like this. I don't think it's going to have any major leg up on something like the Cutter or the Nomad even. Well, the Nomad's like a pickup truck. It's a bit different. But when it comes down to starter ships, if you're just starting the game and you're buying yourself a starter ship, why not? But if it's going to be on the upper end, like I'm talking $100, $120, I don't know. $80, yeah. Starter ships should be around 60, but we have what's called the alien tax, which is a price increase on ships which are alien-ish looking, which is exactly this. So it comes down to price end of the day, but also keep in mind that if you do buy this as your first ship in the game, it is very likely that you will upgrade this to something else in the near future. So design-wise, I think it's beautiful. I think that Gatac as a manufacturer, they've done a good job with reflecting what they want that to be in game. This makes me more excited for the Raylan, which is the larger version of this, much bigger version, the cargo version of not this exact ship, but from this manufacturer. So it does give me high hopes for what the Raylan will be. That's exciting. But for me personally, I don't know. You can sometimes when I see a new ship, like when the Spirit came out, yeah, instant. The Zeus, instant. I like it. This, I don't know. I just can't tell you. If it speaks to you, then go for it. If you like how it looks, do it. I think they've done a wonderful job with the verticality of it. That's interesting. It's very unique. There's nothing else in the game that is like this ship, and I think that's the selling feature of it. So we'll know more tomorrow when IAE begins, along with the price and any kind of infomercial or brochure that comes with that. I'll catch you tomorrow morning, 9:30 West Coast time. We'll go in and check out what we can. So I will see you there, and we'll share more thoughts on this exact topic and more. So if you enjoyed my content, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will catch... Oh, your comments below. Always appreciate it. I'll catch you tomorrow morning. See you there.